to Therapeutic Value. My name's Justin Spillis. So, me and Lisa took a little hiatus from doing the program. We are back. Say hi, Lisa.
Hi.
This week we're going to talk about somebody ghosting their dealer, which I think is like a like a prerequisite for being in recovery. Like if you go to get clean or sober and you're still hanging out with people you got drugs from, I don't think it's going to work. So I'm going to jump right into this. So this post on Reddit, ghosting my dealer after getting screwed royally. Although I had hit a bad spot, I decided to separate myself from my dealer. Hmm. Although we were friends, that was my very first mistake. Everything cascaded into a myriad of missed red flags and betrayal from there. We met under poor circumstances. We were both in the hospital, red flag number one. I thought I was doing myself some kind of self appreciation by hooking up with her and using her contacts. I assumed someone wanted to do something for someone out of goodwill and trust. So once the ball got rolling on what I thought was a budding friendship, things started to separate. Um, I chose to ignore little cues and signs that things weren't going well on my end, right up until the chaotic and painfully obvious end. It started small, about $20. The way it worked was she would pocket 20 bucks out of my 80 while she went and paid $60 and didn't tell me the true price. I thought it was going down like that, but I didn't want to believe it. I chose to ignore my gut feeling. As the days and weeks progressed, we would hang out. I'd give her rides, give her a few things, let her use my guitar, gave her loans even. She would hook it up and do the switch with cash. She got mine, then pocketed some to get hers. Still, I pretended not to notice. As we moved along with each deal, things got progressively worse until today, the final day. Today I went to give her a ride, nothing unusual. She was holding on to my stuff so I didn't do it all. I had been known to do that kind of thing and get myself into some trouble. So we had an agreement. She would hold on to the stuff and give it to me a little bit, as a little bit and a little bit and a little bit as the month progressed. Today I asked her to put gas in my car in exchange for a ride, just 10 bucks. Well, while she was pumping, I noticed she just took the pump out, then placed it back in the holder without pumping. We still had the same amount of gas. Did that just happen? No, no, it couldn't have. So I let it go. Later, we got back to her apartment and I requested some of my stuff. She hands me the bag, and there's barely half a gram. I had bought four. Someone used it. It was her and her friend, she admitted. WTF. I asked if it was going to be a temptation, and she promised it wouldn't. She didn't say anything about the gas, which really upset me. She thinks I'm a complete moron. Like I didn't notice gas gauge didn't change and she didn't pump anything. I loaned her $20 this time too. I have to stop right there for a second. So,
So
first
confused
off,
by
yeah,
this whole
first off,
story.
she's not your dealer. She's a middleman and she's an addict too. You're paying for this person to get high every time you get high. You're probably sharing with that person after they just, pinched off the top. This person is a leech, not a drug dealer. A drug dealer is someone that you go to. She has a drug dealer. You apparently do not. You have a middleman who has been taking advantage of you from day one. You were a mark. That is all you were. and then you just let it keep cascading. Okay, so um, this was very troubling for me. We're gonna get back to it. This was very troubling for me because I have mental health issues surrounding abandonment and attachment. So losing friends, or even enemies in this case, is a really traumatic experience. In any case, I'm done. I just finished blacklisting her number, and I'm seriously considered blocking her on Facebook. I just can't believe that the whole relationship was a facade. It was all fake. She was using me the entire time, making it look like she was doing me favors the whole way. I'd forgotten what it was like to know a narcissist or antisocial personality disorder or whatever it is that's going on there kind of person. My friend from high school did the same kind of awful treatment to his friends. I must have hidden the I must have a hidden magnet to attract those people. In fact, I know I do. This is part of my psychology lesson throughout this experience. How am I attracting them? Do you attract them? Ever been ripped off royally? You should talk about it if you did. It helps. That's the only reason I'm posting about this nightmare. No, the only reason you're posting about this nightmare is because you suck at choosing friends and you're still on drugs. Like, you're gonna find another person to do this to you. I'm just gonna lay it out for you. I don't understand how. Okay, so I'm gonna speak from experience. I used to do this same thing. I was never a drug dealer. Not once in my life did I ever actually, sell drugs. I would get drugs for people. I would collect a bunch of people's money and I would go get a quantity, take some for myself, and then, disperse it out to the people that were waiting at my house. It's it's common practice. A lot of people do this, and the fact that you didn't notice that this was going on, you should not be doing drugs. You don't have the brain capacity to realize when someone's ripping you off. What's going to happen next is someone's going to sell you something that's not what you're looking for. They're going to get you addicted to something else, and you're going to be screwed. What do you think about this?
I feel like he wanted sympathy, but I have none. Like, I have zero sympathy for the situation he's in, the situation he's going through. Like, when you first started, I thought you were saying, like, he ghosted his drug dealer. Like, he was done. So I was like, oh, good. Like, good for this. That is definitely not even anywhere near. He's just going to find someone or somebody who sells it directly or somebody else that could get it for him to get it. But I have zero sympathy for the situation he's in because he's using and like yeah, he absolutely has a misconception of what that person was to him. That she wasn't a dealer for sure.
Yeah,
Like I, not even having used drugs like that, I could tell you she wasn't a drug dealer. So like, you know, that was very poor me post right there. And honestly, depending like I really, how old is he?
Give
Or
me a second.
did it say?
No, he didn't post that.
I hope he's really young because if he's not, that's even more embarrassing. No offense to whoever you are out there, but it is embarrassing that you, I don't know, people post a lot of things on Reddit that I'm like, ooh. So, I don't know. I wouldn't post about stuff like that, but
Yeah,
again,
everybody in the comments is saying, um, like, bro, you're dealing with drug addicts. What do you expect?
right, exactly.
Um,
That's
Drug addicts are far from the normal type of friend. Next, you're gonna get beaten up and robbed.
also, also, like, having been a person who never spoke up all through school, all through high school. I was always very much a yes person. I didn't do everything other people wanted, but like I wouldn't necessarily tell people no. I just wouldn't go places if I didn't want to. I just wouldn't show up. I wouldn't say no. I just wouldn't go. I would say okay, maybe, but like this person seems like they don't want confrontation. And now me, having gone through so much, now you know how I am. Like I will confront
You're
anybody.
very confrontational.
Right, but for good reason. Like if it's something dumb, I'm not like I will if I don't feel like it's worth having a conversation about.
I feel like if a grizzly bear cut you off in line, you would poke that grizzly bear.
Probably.
Mm.
But if it was something like with a friend, okay?
Oh,
Let's say this, with a friend. If it was worth having a conversation about, I would. If it was so bad as I felt like somebody was stealing from me, I'd just cut them off.
has anyone ever said, "Oh yeah, hand me your money. I'll get out." Oh wait,
No.
you're in New Jersey. You don't pump your own gas. In There's only two states that you don't pump your own gas. Here, and I think either Washington or Oregon, something like that. So, how do you not say something in that situation? Okay, so I get the whole,
Right, we needed gas.
yeah, you need
So,
gas. You don't need the
like,
drugs. Her
why
skimming
didn't you speak up? I feel like this whole post just shows me that you have no backbone or you don't care for your own personal well-being. Like, at
zero.
some point, you have to put yourself first. Again, drugs aside. Fuck your drugs. But drugs
If you
aside,
don't have gas, you can't go
put,
get the drugs.
put yourself first. Like, stop. Don't let people walk all over you. And especially if you want to get into actual recovery, you're going to have so many people like that who are going to try and keep you in recovery. So stay away from fucking people like that because you don't need that type of shit in your life. You know, like you need people that are going to lift you up, push you forward, and not drag you down.
Yeah. So my biggest advice to this person is get clean at all costs. Like do anything and everything you can to get off drugs because this is going to keep happening to you. And in my opinion, if you're going through stuff like this, you deserve it. Um, yeah, that's crazy. I can't get over the gas part. Like, who does that? She pulled it out, put it in, put it back.
Right. I mean, sorry.
I think she knew you noticed, and that's how much of a.
She's like testing you. She's like testing him to see if he would actually say something.
That's exactly what it was. And the fact that you
Meanwhile, if
didn't,
that were me, man, I've been like, stop effing with me.
that bitch would have
Let's
been
go.
walking. I'd have had whatever was left of my drugs, and then I'd have given her $1 and said,
Yeah,
"Hey, will
that's
you go
another
get?"
weird thing though.
I'd have
In
said,
that whole
"Here,
post.
go get me a soda from inside." And when she got out to go get a soda, I would have driven off. We've done that to multiple people.
But
Don't
like,
piss us off. We'll
okay,
throw your purse
can
out
we
the
go back to
car.
that for a second?
Which part?
Again, I'm assuming that this is a grown man, or at least like in his 20s.
20s. 20s.
Okay,
So technically not a
you,
grown man. He's still a
you're
kid.
right, and I know that some people have zero self control, but like, oh, I'm like, I don't know. I have like secondhand embarrassment about this post. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am embarrassed for him because like, yeah, I know that there's certain things that like I need to not have in my face. Like, let's something non crazy, like cookies. Like, I don't have cookies in front of me all the time because cookies can be a
Cookies are delicious.
right. So like instead, I'll grab a couple and put the package away. Right?
Like me with popcorn.
But you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? Like, so, like, okay, take what you want, bring what you want with you, leave the rest at home. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't justify it. Like, it's dumb.
Yeah.
It's a dumb situation, but
From
that lack of
start to
control
finish.
is sad.
Met her in a hospital. I don't know what kind of hospital it was.
Probably
I'm
a
thinking a
rehab
rehab. Yeah.
or detox center.
It's one of those for sure. And then that, like you said, red flag number one. You knew from the get go. you were dealing with
Did
someone.
he name any other red flags, by the way?
No, he didn't.
I
Yeah,
like how we strayed from the red flags.
strayed from the red
But
flags.
like, ugh, you know how I
That's
feel.
how I
You know
like
how
it.
I feel about the whole like triggering and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And although he said trauma,
Screw his
you
trauma.
knew what he meant about
So
that.
I like it when people go to like name things off and they're like number one, and they give you a reason, and they're like B.
Yeah. For one, for two.
Yeah, for two, and then C. How'd you get to letters? But whatever. So the general consensus of this is you're an idiot.
Stop doing drugs.
Stop doing drugs. A. Two. You're gonna get ripped off more and more and more. You're gonna get beaten up and robbed. Someone is going to see how gullible you are and get you for a lot of money. A lot of money. I prayed for people
Where
like
you
you.
live?
Yeah, where you at?
Just kidding.
I prayed for naive people like you to ask me for stuff. Jesus. Anyways,
For real.
all right. So,
Wrap it up.
yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments, something.
For real. Comment, suggestions,
And like,
subscribe. Follow
Um,
us on Instagram.
yeah.
We will be
Hit the
posting there more
Instagram,
often.
the Facebook, all that good stuff. Thank you all for your support, and for Therapeutic Value. I am Justin Spillis with.
Lisa. Sorry, I was like, what? Bye.
Bye, everybody.